Hello there, welcome back. Today we talk about the Artiphon Orba. So a few months ago, the people at Artiphon reached out and they kindly sent me one unit. At that time, I didn't know a lot about this Orba project. It just came out and it made me very curious because they promised to offer a lot of feature in very small footprints and at a very, very accessible price. So once I got it, I start really liking the concept behind this instrument. Orba is a 4-channel tool. It has a drum, bass, chord, and lead. It has a looper inside, so it allows you to build a track, a song, a beat in a very simple and fun way. But it's not just that. You can hook up the Orba with a cable or through Bluetooth to a DAW, and in that way this become a very powerful MIDI controller with MPE. MPE because this guy support a lot of gesture, so you can have just let's put the touch, you can have the shaking, you can have the bumping, and then for some more instrument you can have this like sort of sliding feature. So you can map all of this movement with these with templates that come with it. I have one for Ableton, but this allows you to have a very powerful controller and you can use it with your software instrument. And it's very small, it's battery operated, you can take it with you very easily, so it's a very powerful live instrument if you use your computer. And it adds a new dimension of playing because you can be live, you can add some movement to your show, and I think it adds on the performance. So let's start by seeing how you configure your Orba and what it offers as a standalone instrument. Let's see. All right. So this is the Orba software. When you hook up, you can decide which kind of sound to put on the channel. So you just browse. Basically, Orba come with a series of presets, and they are trying to curate them and to release every once in a while a new preset. So this can be a little weird at the beginning because you basically play with some sound that has created by somebody else, and this is a limit of the instrument, but a limit that I also appreciate because it makes you not think too much about the sound design part, but it makes you more think about creating a song, maybe a sketch, maybe something you can sing on top of it, maybe something that you can dance on top of it. So it's just a more straightforward way to create music. So you just pick the kind of sound you want for each of its channel. You can then decide the tempo of the track. You can do it just even when it's untethered, but you can do it with the software too, and you can decide the key and the if it's major or minor. Let's try minor. Let's stay in C. Once you do that, you can unplug your Orba and you can just play it. So this is the chord, this is a drum. Oh, sorry. This is the bass. Oh, that started the looper. And then you have the lead. You can raise the octave. And yeah, it's polyphonic on the lead. So once you do that, you can unplug your thing and you can just build a song. And maybe we will try that later on my table, and I will put some effects to it, because that is the way I really like to use it, with some external effect to create more interesting soundscape. But let's check it out when it's hooked on a other DAW. So once you hook up the Orba to your DAW of preference, in this case I'm using Ableton Live, you can use one of their templates, and I'm able to control 4 tracks there with my 4 instrument here on the Orba. So as you can hear, now I'm having this 808 drum on channel 1, this bass, and the great part is, like, you will have all of the Orba kind of movement that you can use with it, gesture, and you can use any virtual instrument that you have in your DAW. So this has become a very small, powerful controller. So you can also use its internal looper. Let's try something. So that's a very, very simple way to use it. And it's just like super easy. You can overdub and just, in this case, using the computer sounds. But the fun part is when you use it as a standalone and you use some effects. So let's try to use some of my pedal and see what we can do with it. Okay, so I'm using now the Artiphon as a standalone instrument with some external effect pedal. So this is a very fun instrument indeed. But why do I think it's also important that somebody created something like this? Well, when I was contacted by Artiphon, I was reading this book called FREEPLAY by Steven Nachmanovich. It's one of the most beautiful reading I ever had about improvisation, about music, and about art in life. I highly, highly recommend. So, in one chapter, he talks about the power of limit and how you can use that in a playful way to create something. And I think that this is a sort of approach that Artiphon had with this tool. This tool is obviously limits you in the way you can do. You can use this 4-channel, it's 4 instrument, and you don't have a lot of chance to modify the sound, to go in deep design. You just use what you have. It's simple, it's straightforward, and it's a tool where you just can sit with it, play, you can embrace it. And people that knows me know how much I love embracing the limit of something and push your creativity. That doesn't mean that this sounds limiting. It's actually offer you a lot of possibility, especially when you use it as a MIDI controller. But I feel that the most important part is just the fact that you can turn this on and make music, and you can have fun with it. Again, on this book, there's a lot of point on about how we should bring back the child way of playing in playing music. A lot of the time, I'm just surrounded by a lot of synths and instruments, and I got lost in it, and I lose the playfulness that making music should have. So these allow everybody, virtually everybody, to play music, to create something. My wife enjoyed to play with this, and while I'm not diminishing the fact that you should learn technique, you should study instrument, so you also need that kind of approach, I really love that with the Orba you can just play and you don't need to know anything beforehand. You can just let go and feel inspired and create something. So that's why I think I would like to see more instrument like this in the market that allows everybody to share their intuition music, and everybody can improvise. We can play in a group and everybody can have its own Orba and everything will sound fun and proper. So yeah, again, thanks Artiphon for sending me this. Thanks Artiphon for introducing this kind of approach in the world of producing. I hope you enjoyed this video, and well, I'll see you next time. Bye.